Hello everybody. Today I will be going over the comparison between the Cotopaxi Allpa 42 liter travel backpack and the Osprey Farpoint 40 liter travel backpack. I will be showing the backpacks side by side as you are currently seeing. I will be showing both medial sides, right and left, just so that you can kind of get a grasp of the sizing of the backpacks. Both backpacks do have identical pillow sizes inside, and as you can tell right off the bat, the first thing you'll notice is the color difference. And there is something I do want to mention so that you guys are aware. The Cotopaxi Allpa 42 liter is, as the name states, 42 liters, whereas the Osprey 4.40, the one I currently have shown, is a 38 liter. This is a 38 liter backpack. Reason being, it is the smaller medium size as opposed to the medium / larger 40 liter option. Now moving forward with the Osprey 4.40, you can tell that the handles at both the top and the left medial side of the backpack are exceptionally well padded, much better than the 42 liter Allpa by Cotopaxi. Now carrying on to the shoulder straps, the craftsmanship here is exceptional as well. I would say the padding here exceeds that of the 42 liter travel backpack by Cotopaxi. You got your chest belt buckle there, as well as load lifters, and the ventilation system is exceptionally well made, much better than that of the 42 liter by Cotopaxi as well, and the hip belts. Now these two rings I'll be showing you just now are for you to latch your shoulder strap if you want to latch it duffel style. Now with the Cotopaxi Allpa 42 liter, I've just mentioned that the shoulder straps are not nearly as well padded as those on the 4.40 by Osprey. Something that Allpa could definitely work on, as well as the ventilation system you're currently seeing. It looks like it might attract a little bit more sweat. These hip belts seem probably half the thickness as those on the 4.40. One cool thing about the Cotopaxi Allpa 42 liter, however, is that these straps from the load lifters are concealable. So at least you have that. Now with these handles, disappointed, very thin. And these two rings would be perfect for you to latch your shoulder strap if you want to carry it duffel style. Those are provided, although I do recommend latching it on the right medial side as opposed to the left medial side. Reason being is, you turn it over, you have a water bottle compartment, and you definitely don't want the water bottle falling if you latch it onto the other side. Now, staying on the subject of the Cotopaxi Allpa 42 liter, I will be discussing how to conceal the shoulder straps as well as the hip belt. You just unclip right there at that buckle and do the same thing to the other strap, and you'll be on your way. Looks like we will go ahead and conceal this left one first, and we'll do the right shoulder strap next. While doing this, keep in mind you will want to loosen the load lifters just a little bit so that you can get the straps in as well as possible. And there you go. The back padded panel is flush. Now with these hip belts, you have one of two options. Your first option would be to simply get the hip belts and tuck them in underneath the back padded panel. As such, this is not the method I prefer, simply due to the fact that this will create a bulge that I find kind of bothersome whenever I do carry the backpack duffel style. And as you see, that bulge is pretty obvious. And your second option would be to simply just remove the hip belt entirely, and that's not something that Cotopaxi gave you the option for before, and it is not something that Osprey with their Farpoint 40 will give you either. And there you go, the Velcro has been detached, and you will set that aside. Simple as that. Now with this Osprey Farpoint 40, the method of concealment is different than that of the Allpa 42. There is no clip here to unbuckle. So how do you conceal this, you might be asking? And that would be through a flap and zipper mechanism. This is the zipper that goes all throughout the back padded panel, leading you directly to a flap that is concealed under a Velcro part of the bottom of the backpack that I am undoing right now. Once you get that flap out, you just simply unroll it, and this will be the flap that will completely conceal your entire strap system in the back. Hip belts are simply just placed down. The lifter is adjusted so that you can get your straps as far down as possible to make it easier for you to conceal it. Once you get that flap down, you get those shoulder and hip belts in, you'll get this zipper right here and just go all the way around, making sure that your straps are neatly concealed. And there you go. I do have to admit, I do like the way this Osprey does look when concealed. It's very aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Now, with the Osprey Farpoint 40, I will be showing the compartments. There are 3 main zippers that will allow you access to the inside of the backpack. This is the first exterior pocket. You may place your passport in there, your wallet, your phone, maybe even a pair of sunglasses, anything that you don't want scratched up, as that material does seem to be rather tech friendly. Now, speaking of tech, this is the designated tech compartment. Although, you know, it is rather large, I dislike this part of the Osprey Farpoint 40 just because it does ruin the weight distribution of the backpack, considering laptops and tablets are often heavier than any other article of clothing you'd be taking with you. It does kind of keep you off balance, and it is definitely a con of the Osprey Farpoint 40. Moving on to the main compartment of the backpack, which will open up clamshell style. Looks like I'm having some issue with the zipper there. Must have just caught with a thread of the pillow I have inside. But as I was saying, once you open it clamshell style, this is essentially all you've got. You have your main compartment, and you also have a large mesh pocket on the inside. You could probably put in, nice pair of slacks, nice dress shirt that you don't want, too wrinkled up. Now with this main compartment, You know, although it does have compression straps, which are always great, this is kind of a con to the ventilation system as well as the concealment of the straps, just because this portion does kind of take up some space on the inside. And it's definitely not something I'm a huge fan of. So you gain the comfort and you gain the padding and the ventilation, but you lose space. Now, the reason I prefer the Cotopaxi Allpa 42 liter over the Osprey Farpoint 40 is simply due to the fact the way the pockets are organized and the convenience of how they're positioned. This first exterior pocket is nearly identical. However, the zipper on the left medial side as well as a zipper on the right medial side give access to tech compartments as well as the main compartment on the inside. This orange zippered line is your principal zipper that will give access to a suitcase style opening to the main compartment as well as other compartments of the backpack. Now, as you can tell, organization here is, at least in my opinion, superior to that of the Osprey 4.40, minus compression straps. Not too big of an issue if you have packing cubes. Now, as you can tell, the shoulder straps and the hip belts do not eat in to the storage on the inside of the backpack, as noted on the Osprey. And there is this top mesh zippered pocket. You can fit some stuff in there, maybe some papers. Nothing too big. Same with this pocket right here. And this larger pocket definitely gives you some room. I have a pink sweater in there. Yes, I do like pink. But you could definitely fit in a medium-sized packing cube in here with some undergarments, socks, base layers, anything you could think of. And as I close this backpack, you can tell that if you don't fill it up entirely, it will get pretty wrinkly. Something that the Osprey doesn't suffer from nearly as much, just because I feel the Osprey does offer a little bit more structural support. Now, there are a total of 7 pockets, plus this dollar that I found if you guys would like that. Inside this one pocket, you get 3 pockets inside. And you get another 3 closest to the exterior portion of the bag, which are probably the size of a fist. So use your imagination there. Carrying on to the technology compartment of the backpack, just got past that security loop. You have your tablet or laptop compartment if you'd like, your cable pocket, and a much larger compartment if you'd like to fit in laptops bigger than 13 inches. From my understanding, this will fit up to a 16-inch laptop. Now, I am a big fan of this feature. The fact that I can access the main compartment without having to open it suitcase style is just wonderful. Something that really stands out for me on this Cotopaxi Allpa 42. Now, as far as security, these Cotopaxi Allpa 42 liter travel backpacks do offer these security loops that you would have to kind of put an extra amount of work in if you want to open up your backpack. Now, I see this as more of a pro than a con. As far as the Farpoint 40's security system, there is the main compartment zipper as well as a portion of the tech compartment zipper that is entirely concealed and hidden under this flap that would need to be unbuckled as just shown. Now, something that the Cotopaxi Allpa 42 liter comes with that the Osprey Farpoint 40 does not come with is a rain shield. Now, with this rain shield, it is a bright orange, although you could just purchase the all black rendition of this backpack and get a black rain shield, or just purchase that separately. But nonetheless, when it's raining, it's typically cloudy. It might be super noticeable and very bright in more sunnier climate, but yeah, I don't really mind the bright orange, all in all. And hey, it'll keep your Cotopaxi Allpa 42 liter waterproof, or at the very least water resistant. I'm sure that with enough rain, anything will seep through. And there you guys go.